All right, hey, I'm reviewing another rain jacket. This is like an REI rain jacket, definitely low end, feels rubbery, but it is a nice thin rubber. And I'm going to be riding in the rain. It is not raining super hard. It's a light rain in Washington. I'm also wearing like some pants and some like shoes and stuff that are rain pants, tan rain pants, and some kind of Gore-Tex shoe covers. But really, I'm interested in the jacket. It's got like little Velcro snaps instead of the zipper that I could also use, but I think the Velcro is going to give it a lot more like air breathability. I've already been riding like 20 minutes, but it just kind of picked up the rain. Here you can see the rain. Let me see, find a puddle so you can kind of see, not super heavy rain, but it's like your typical Washington light rain that's just going to pitter patter forever. All right, just checking in after about 20 plus minutes. How does it feel? Well, it's not bad. I mean, I can tell that I'm starting to sweat. This is basically when your body heat starts to increase and your moisture's got to go out, and of course it's hitting the rubber membrane and it's not. So inside of this I have like a fleece vest, and then inside of this fleece vest like a black Nike dry fit kind of tight fitting jacket, and then under that like a bay leaf shirt that's non-cotton. And I can tell that basically it's starting to get a little wet inside, but it's no worse than the previous jacket I was reviewing, the Shars Pass one. In fact, there's quite a bit of airflow in the front through this kind of open vent thing with the Velcro. And I was also thinking rain jackets don't have to be waterproof for that long. It depends on how long your commute is, if that's your purpose, or how long your ride is. Most commutes, I would venture, are between 30 to 45 minutes. So if you don't start sweating for 20 to 30 minutes, right, then you can have a rubber rain jacket and it's fine, right? I think where maybe things might be different is if you're going for an hour and a half and you're really cycling hard and it's not really a commuting trip. It's more like a racing or a super exercise kind of moment where you actually are kicking out a lot of body heat. Also, if you're commuting and you're in stop and go traffic, well, then you're also not really going to be generating as much body heat. So you could probably get by with a more of a rubbery jacket that wouldn't really phase you, because you're not going to be pushing out a ton of body heat and moisture. And to be fair here, the rain has lightened up quite a bit, so probably don't even need this rain jacket at this point, which might make my comparison test not so fair, but it might pick back up. It's kind of like an unwritten rule that as soon as you put your rain gear on, the rain stops, and you take it off and the rain starts again. So this is Washington weather, off and on, and I'm just biking on Cedar River Trail. All right, so I'm kind of 30 minutes in, and I just took it off to give a sense. You can see that it's basically just wet on the inside. I mean, completely, just like the other jacket that I was wearing. It was just like soaked. And again, like, it wasn't even raining hard for most of my ride. It was pretty light, which prompts the question, is this worth it? Is it worth it to trap all the water inside your coat? Gosh, I'm going to post the model of this thing. I don't even know what it is. I think it might be the Junction. I don't know what it is. It's an REI jacket. Let's see, what does it say? Built on purpose, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's very lightweight, at least, so you can fit this in to your backpack. It's no hood, which I wanted. It doesn't have any hand pockets, though. And it's not like neon. Unfortunately, I actually want neon. It does appear that the seams are taped, as they say. Anyway, but yeah, so just wet as normal in there. And just to provide more detail what I'm wearing, so I got a Patagonia fleece sweater, Nike dry fit jacket, and then some kind of bay leaf, like polyester shirt or something. So the advice people often give when you're like, oh, you're sweating too much. Well, you're wearing too many clothes. Well, you know what? It's freezing out here. It's like 45 degrees, it feels like. And sure, I could strip down to just a t-shirt and like freeze, but then I'd probably be both freezing and wet. So I don't know. I really like to be warm, so whatever. Now, as I ride back, I'll keep wearing this thing. Not really sure what the answer is. At least with this jacket, you don't feel like you've been taken by spending $250 on a jacket that performs no better than one that's just rubber. So at least there's that. It's like, I think this was $65, $70. But it sort of gives me a sense of, I don't know, cynicism about the whole industry promoting fabrics that are waterproof. I mean, it might work if you're hiking, but I think in biking you just generate too much body heat. At least I do. That it's just like not a problem that can be solved, perhaps. Although I might continue to review rain jackets. It's a little bit of fun. All right, so I've been biking now 55 minutes or so, and I just wanted to kind of give a report on this jacket. So as you can see, inside, okay, that's where it really counts, and it's still like pretty wet, and it's still wet, and this is what gives this is what leads to the problem of these jackets. That once they get wet, they kind of stay wet. Whereas if you had like nylon that wasn't really waterproof, gets wet, it can dry out. So now this jacket has gotten wet, and I'm at the last part of my ride, and all of a sudden I'm starting to get colder because even though it stopped raining like half hour ago, all that water's trapped inside my jacket. Leads me to wonder, like, what am I doing? Really, what I should do is, as soon as it stops raining, take it off, switch back to the nylon jacket. With this ride, I didn't do that because I thought it was really going to rain the whole time. And I don't know. Plus, I was kind of testing this out. As a side note, I love biking at the water. Something about like just being next to water, and especially when it's raining, the water just runs faster, the rivers are more swollen. I just love it. And I love bridges. This is an old train bridge. I think this is the Cedar River Trail follows what was the old Milwaukee Railroad or something. So all the bridges are like these giant like train trestles, if that's the right word. Anyway, I love kind of just seeing the water roll on. Something is very therapeutic about it. You know, it feels kind of mesmerizing, and just you can feel that same flow, just kind of absorb that in your mind. So I'm a sucker for bridges and water, and I don't even mind the rain, because like if you've got the right rain gear, or if you've got any rain gear really, it's doable. I just wanted to point out a couple other pieces of rain gear. So your feet, right? You need some kind of shoe covers that you can put on and off, because otherwise your shoes are going to be so muddy, and it's nothing worse than having cold feet. And these rain pants, these are like $20 rain pants by TENN or something. Nothing exciting. And then as far as the helmet, I just have like a little cover on it. Is it Rock Bros or something? Yeah, Rock Bros. Anyway, super easy, and protects that. So you get the shoe covers, you get the helmet cover, you get some rain pants, you know, and some gloves. That's one last thing. So I didn't really mention this previously, but I've got the Pearl WXB waterproof breathable gloves, and they're actually not bad. I wouldn't mind them. I mean, I don't know how breathable they are, but In the previous video, I had like these fleece waterproof gloves, or not fleece, but like knit waterproof gloves. It was ridiculous. Like as soon as it got wet, they just got waterlogged, and it was crazy. So, you know, those pearl gloves aren't exciting, but they seem decent. Anyway, this is my bike. Oh, another essential thing. You're definitely going to want fenders. They make a huge difference. You can see my fenders there and fenders there. And I really like having a back pannier rack like this, because you can easily put your jacket, you can easily put your jacket on here, or your rain gear. I like to just put my rain gear right there. It doesn't really fit well in my pannier when I have a bunch of work stuff. So anyway, you can see the back fender, and got a couple of lights there. I've also got reflective tape that I've just added on my bike. It looks crappy, but I'd like to live, so you can see I just sort of put it on different parts of the bike, trying to get more coverage. Anyway, I think as you get older, you kind of gravitate more towards visibility options and neon. My kids wouldn't be caught dead wearing neon. I'm like, I would not buy something that was not neon because I want to be seen. Anyway, those are my tips. As far as this rain jacket, what's the final verdict? It's mediocre at best, but I think it's no better or worse than a lot of other options. And honestly, I think the better technique is to be more strategic about when to wear it. Wear it when it's raining, and you would get wetter by not having it than by having it on. And as soon as that rain stops, switch back to your more breathable windbreaker. And one last little video here. This was the vest I was wearing, fleece vest. Got this like at a thrift store. Anyway, the back totally soaked through. You know, which is kind of the unfortunate part of trapping water in your body. And here's basically the rack that I carry my bike on. This is a helium tool. I never felt comfortable figuring out how to say that. Anyway, it's a great rack. Awesome. I freaking love it. And it's so easy to put my bike on and take it off. It just makes it easy to get around.